Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. In this video, I'd like to share with you how to make this fun project called Aspen trees. You know, I love color, love trees, love nature. Anytime I can work with all those things together, and glass, I love glass. Anytime I can incorporate all those things together, I'm in my happy place. I'd like to share my happy place with you today and show you how to make this piece of art. I have a whole assortment of frit here. I'm not exactly how I'm going to use it all, but I'm going to use a good portion of it. So I've got some powder material, some coarse material. I've got blue, lilac, cobalt blue, red, orange and white. I have turns pink, grape, green, plum opal, lilac, blue, deep purple, yellow, dark green, and so we're just going to play with this stuff. The idea is the purpose of the design is aspen trees in a lovely setting. So that's where we're going. I'm going to start with some blue. I'm going to start with light blue. Okay, now when I use the powder, I wear a face mask to protect myself from the, the airborne powder. So I might not sound quite the same, but I'm still here doing the same thing. All right, I'm going to take some of this blue, and the idea is to create a field across the middle of this glass, like a setting here. I'm trying to get a nice even coating. I'm going to have blue through the middle here. This is an opal color, so other colors should show up nicely on it. It should show up nicely on its own. I'm going to actually go a little higher. There we go. Go a little higher with that. Going in a couple directions to make sure I get good coverage. And now I'm just going to hope, beyond hope, that I don't bump it. But of course, you know how that goes. All right, here's some grape. Add some grape. Now when I'm using the sifters, I'm using powder, because it works better. It sifts through the sifter. If you're using a thicker material, it doesn't sift well. Now look, I can dip this right in there and get more if I want to. That works out nicely. I'm trying to create like mounds or hills here. Hopefully this grape color gives that blue a different appearance. Now I'm going to take some turns pink. Now this should be kind of a cranberry color. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but we're going to try it. I'm going to use it up here as an accent. Fun stuff. Now when you're working with powder, it's hard to see what's going on. Everything is just kind of like softly colored, soft tones to it, so it's hard to tell what you're doing. So you're just going to have to trust in your technique and trust in your vision. And hopefully your artwork matches that vision. But hey, it's artwork. It's allowed to be a little different. Go a little darker up here. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so we got some blues, got some purple, pink, grape, variety of things going on there. Now I'm going to take this piece of white and I'm going to cut some trees out of it. I'm going to cut 3 trees. 3 different widths. It actually looks like we have a 4th tree, so maybe we will use that. Okay, that one looks pretty good. It's kind of thick. Well, thick might be okay. I'm gonna, let's go ahead and just do it. There we go. All right, put another one over here. And this one over here. Okay, so far so good. Now, let's go ahead and make our foreground and our scenery, our setting for for these trees. All right, I'm going to start with this transparent yellow coarse material. I'll put it across the top here. And then I'm going to bring it up from the bottom. Trying to fill in there nicely. Nice big chunks. It tends to wanting to fall off my art, so that's all right. We'll have a method to kind of fix that. So I'm using this transparent because I'm going to go darker on top of this. And I want this to be kind of a base for everything else. There we go. Okay, now, not to worry about these corners and areas where it's not covering. We'll go back in with a smaller material and fill in those spaces. Trying to create a little bit of a, wiggly pattern here that makes this more interesting than just a straight line. Alright, so let's take some of this marigold. Fix that in there. Put some marigold down here. Now we'll work into some red oranges. This is fun, right? Not really working from a pattern, just kind of improvising. Okay, now I'm going to take some red. Keep red sort of near the bottom. Create like a visual base. And I like that the red is transparent as well as the yellow. So the two of them should kind of mix together and give us another shade of orange, which would be very pretty. Touch of red up here, but not too much, just a little bit for accent. Just to kind of bring that color forward. Oops, there we go. Okay, we're loving that, right? Okay, so now I'm thinking, my design's kind of doing this and this. I kind of want it to do this. So it kind of creates a curvature that brings your eye in. So let's bring a little more color over here. Bring this up a little bit. There we go. Now let's add some green to the tops here. A little bit of green in here. The green is just kind of to warm up all these colors. Fill in a little bit. I'll bring in some of this green, this Amazon green. I don't know that we should put any of that green up here, but I'll put a little bit of this up here though. Okay, so these are our falling leaves. We're just going to leave those there. Okay, here it is. I'm going to add a little more. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken this little brush. I'm going to brush a little bit of detail off of these tree trunks, so it gives the illusion that this foliage is behind those trees. I could scoop up some of this excess material here, put it over here. So the trees are kind of in the foreground. These bushes are here. And then stick that there. There we go. Okay, and kind of okay with the way this is all happening up here. Turn that one sideways a little bit. Let's get these nice big chunks back on there. There we go. All right, now my secret weapon is aventurine blue. This is it's a medium material, and I'm going to use it to create shadows and depth. So right in this area, I have some clear glass exposed, and in here, here, and around here. So I'm going to take this aventurine blue, put it on the perimeter, and get it to give me some visual depth, and block that clear from being exposed. It's going to kind of give us a nice silhouette, or a kind of like those deeper shadowy areas that make a design interesting. So visually, when this is fired, all this material should melt down and be kind of even in thickness, but these darker colors will kind of create shadows, hopefully, that give your eye kind of like a sense of perspective, a sense of depth. So let's do those around the bottom here too. If I use a color in one place, I try to use it in more than one. Try to use it in 3 places. So I'm going to use it around the top. I want to use this around the bottom as well. Create some nice shadows here. Cut that out, Nikki. All right, so add in this here. Oh yeah, isn't that wonderful? Ooh, covering up that clear, give us some nice shadow. Kind of look a little bit in here, maybe a little bit over here on either side of the tree. Yeah, that's fun. Right there, yeah, that's bringing those whites forward. Because we got this wonderful shadow there. Yeah, that's great. All right, now I'm going to take this little brush and get the shadow off of the tree. There we go. Get that covered up right there. Nice. I'll get this over here. Now these couple pieces are okay, but the blue, well, I guess shadows could be on top too, right? All right. Okay, now let's see, what else do we want to do to this piece? Maybe we want to add some detail to these trees. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. All right, I have this black and white opal, and this is coarse frit. I'm going to pour some in this little cap here. Take some tweezers, and I'll add a little bit of detail to these trees. Kind of fun, right? It's a little something just to distract from that solid white, which is very, strong. These shapes are working out nice. Just kind of place them. Now, if you wanted to, you could certainly glue these down. It would not be a bad idea. Make it a whole lot easier to get this to the kiln. But, that's of course your personal preference there. And then, let's see, we got some more pieces here. I just want to do enough here to break up that white and kind of help them read as birch trees. There's a nice piece right there. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Maybe one more piece right there. Actually, I think I like this tree where they kind of zigzag down. Put this big one down here. Let's see if I can find some more stuff. Find some more pieces here that'll work. Here's a nice one. This glass has a little bit of a linear quality to it, which is nice. Well, I'm getting carried away again, but that's nothing new. This one has good color. This one has a good shape. Let's see. There's a nice little one. Here's a nice long one. Okay, pretty happy with that. Pour these back in the jar. All right, so what's left? Okay, so suppose now I have these 3 different, I have yellow, orange, and red Murini. So I'm thinking about cutting these and placing them, see if they look like flowers in the foreground. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? So take your rod, put it on the table, take the nippers, and just place them right on the table. I hope this isn't jarring the camera too much. We'll probably is. So I'll do one of each color, and I'll do some on a different table, so I'm not making the camera jump. And then we're going to place these with our tweezers. So we have some flowers here in the foreground. Now I'm not sure if these will register because of all the activity going on here, but it sure would be fun if they do. Okay, where's the yellow? I got yellow, red. Oh, I need more colors. All right, let me go ahead and do this without the camera on so it doesn't make you guys jump. All right, I cut about 12 of each color. And now I'm gonna make little clusters of flowers with these. And like I said, I'm not sure if these are gonna register flowers. They may not, but that's okay. I'm having fun, and we're making something creative, and we're trying some different stuff. So those are all win-win-win things going on here. All right, so we got orange, orange, yellow, yellow, red. Okay. So that one's going to be really pretty right there. Let's put some red ones. These red ones don't want to stay still for me. See, that one in the red field probably isn't going to show, so let's do it over here in the yellow. Let's do the yellow in the red field. That makes good sense, doesn't it? Oh, let's try to straighten that out. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that one in the blue is going to be pretty. So we got a nice little cluster of flowers going on over here. Okay, let's do a little cluster over in this corner. Yeah, this is going to be fun, right? You know, even if they don't show, it's a little subtle extra detail that I think is, you know, worth the effort. Because really, when I'm making things like this, I'm not just thinking about this project specifically. I'm thinking about, well, what can I learn from this project that I can, you know, apply later in something else. And there's always something you can use down the road. Okay, so I have a nice little, put a little red one right there. This one's falling over. You can nestle that there. Oh, nice, nice, nice. And maybe this red one up here. Another little red one right there. Actually, I think those are orange. Okay, and since I cut these things, I'm just going to use them up because what else am I going to do with them? So I'll put them in here. Maybe these will be kind of hidden, like little hidden treasures peeking out. This one came out funky, but that's right. Use it anyway. There we go. Right there. Okay, cool. Well, I think we've done pretty much everything we can to this, so I think it's time to put it in the kiln. Let's place on another piece of glass, put it in the kiln. Now, these pieces here that are floating, rather than move them and worry about disturbing the frit underneath, I'm going to leave them. And they can be the leaves that are falling in my dream world. So, loving this, loving this. Let's go ahead and place this on another piece of glass. We're going to fire it to a full fuse temperature, and then we'll see what we have. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make aspen trees, and you make one for yourself real soon. And keep in mind, you can substitute materials. If you don't have a lot of frit in your studio, cut up your own glass with mosaic nippers or with your glass cutter and just nip little tiny pieces. Nip them into a container so you can kind of keep track of them and not going all over the table, and you don't have a big mess to clean up. So you can substitute materials, you can substitute size, you can substitute the way this is displayed. A lot of options here. I just wanted to give you kind of a nice fun project that's spontaneous, where we just kind of work with the materials, have a good time, and come up with something really beautiful and, you know, that you can share, you can make, you can enjoy being creative out in your studio, and just a win-win for everybody. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. We appreciate when you comment, share, send feedback to us, and, you know, we really appreciate that. So thank you so much. If you're not already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, hit that button right now and subscribe, because we'd love for you to join us. Then you'll be notified when all of my new videos come out. Also, become a premium video member. We have a new video coming out right now we have 40 videos available. When you join my premium video membership, you have immediate access to 40 videos and 40 pattern ebooks. Step-by-step video instruction, pattern ebooks with also step-by-step instruction, images, firing guides, full-size pattern, material list, everything you need to be successful making those projects. So please become a premium video member. We'd love to have you. And until next time, get out in your studio, get creative, have a wonderful time, and thank you for joining me, and happy fusing.